G'day everyone. So in this video, I'm going to fix that fifth gear problem. Alright, so this is the gearbox upside down. Just to take you over it, this is the input shaft. We've got first, fourth, third, fifth and second. This is the output shaft, and on the output shaft we've got first, fourth, third, fifth and second. Now you've got three slider gears. You've got your fourth, and that's locked to the shaft. It can slide backwards and forwards and engage with the gears either side of it. You've got fifth, which is also locked to the shaft. You've got your third pinion down here, and that's also locked. And your first is actually part of the shaft. All the rest of the gears spin freely, and they're only ever locked to the shaft when the dog's on fourth, fifth and third are engaged with them. I'll take you through that now. Alright, so we're in neutral now. And as we select first, you'll see the fourth pinion slide over and engage with first, and then lock that to the shaft. And there it is there. Now we'll go for second. Right, as we go to second, you'll see the fifth pinion slide across and engage with second, and that'll lock that to the shaft. And there's second. All right, now as I select third, you'll see the fifth disengage from first, and then engage with third, locking that to the shaft. Now as I select fourth, the fifth pinion will disengage from third, and the third pinion will engage with fourth. All right, now going from fourth to fifth, this pinion will disengage from fourth and slide across and engage with fifth here. All right, and that's the gear that I'm having problems with. So I don't know how well you can see it. Just in here, there is a bit of a gap. So that pinion isn't engaging fully with fifth. I don't think that's the whole problem though, because I can't see why. Like, it's still engaging with fourth properly. So I don't think the selector's bent. I'll check it anyway. So maybe there needs to be another spacer on the other side of fifth here, or maybe the spacer is worn. But another problem that we've got, I'll just go back to fourth, is the dogs on the third pinion gear here are supposed to be undercut. So on the back side you can see that they're undercut, but on the front side here they're dead straight. They're even a bit past straight maybe. So the undercut, once you put torque on it, is supposed to draw these two gears, or sorry, lock these two gears together, but because it's actually going the other way, it's pushing them apart. So what I think's happening, it'll be in fifth, and as the torque comes on, it'll ramp its way off like that into false neutral. So it'll sit there like that and scream its head off until I back off, and then it'll re-engage like that and repeat the process. Alright, so I already know that the third pinion is stuffed and I need a new one because those dogs are worn. But I've got another gearbox. I'm going to drop that one in to see if my selector forks are bent, and if it all functions well, then I know I've got no problems there, and I can start looking at spacers here. Oh, you bitch. Right, so what gear are we in? We're in 4th. Let's engage 5th. Bit of side play on that. It's literally just a seal. There we go. Alright. Alright, so now we're in 5th. There is nowhere near as much of a gap. Oh, yeah, because of the side play, you can still get that gap. But I don't think that'd matter too much because the gears on this one are still undercut. So when you apply torque, it's going to pull the gears together rather than pushing them apart. So I think my selector forks are fine. It's literally just that 3rd pinion gear that I need to replace. Now these gearboxes are off different models. This one's off a 75 and the other one's off a 78. And apparently they changed the shaft diameters. I'm going to give it a go anyway because this whole engine's a bit of a bitzer and it's got parts from heaps of different models in it. So with any amount of luck, they're the same and I can swap these over. That way I can get this bike back on the road and I can get another 3rd pinion for this gearbox while I build the other engine up. So just ignore the mess for the moment. As you can see, I've dismantled them both. This is the one that was jumping out and this is the new one. Alright, so if you look at the dog here, this surface here is supposed to be undercut. You can see on the back side it is because that side hasn't worn, whereas the front side is pretty much dead straight, if not a little bit past straight. So that's what's pushing the gears apart and disengaging 5th. So here's the good one, just for a comparison. You can see there that's got a pretty pronounced undercut. See if I can show you side by side. So that's one next to the other. The one on the right being the good one and the one on the left being the worn one. And I'm super lucky because they are interchangeable. So that one's the worn one. This one's the good one. And it goes straight on. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to swap them over. I'm going to leave this one dismantled and I'll get a new one so I can get this bike running as soon as I possibly can. Alright, so here's the new 3rd pinion and you can see the very pronounced undercuts there. So that should lock these two together once the torque's on rather than pushing them apart like the old one. Just run it through the gears. We're in 4th now. There's 5th. There's false neutral. There's 4th. Third, 2nd, neutral, and 1st. Alright, so I'll button this engine back up, get it back in the bike again, and take it for a spin and see if she works. Alright, so we've got a success. I just went on a 45-minute ride, got on and off the throttle quite a bit in 5th, just to try and make it let go, and it never did. So I'm pretty happy. I probably should have been a bit more thorough the first time I rebuilt this thing when I inspected the gearbox. It would have saved me about 10 hours work, but it's done now. So that's pretty much it for this bike. There's probably a few more improvements I'll do over time, but for the moment I'm just going to get out and enjoy riding it. And it'll give me time to move on to my next project, which you can probably just see the front of over here. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and next time you see me, I'll be working on that.